Chardonnay, welcome back. Cutting curves into these ladders so that kids don't get hurt. You know, don't want the kiddies getting their gouged with sharp edges, so we're going to work on making all these edges on this thing soft. But welcome, Chardonnay, member. People like it when I lift this up like this. I think it's seem to have set my, where's Pilato? He lost my saw. Welcome, folks. Welcome. Look at my handsaw. Set my handsaw down somewhere. Yeah, see how it works? We're here a lot of the day. I know some members didn't even get in that first one, so I'm trying to make myself available. I do have another little handsaw I can use over on the other side until I find that other one. This will probably work. No, it's a little sharper, more of a curve on the other side. Whatever this curve is, we're going to mimic it with the other one. Looks like I missed my mark a little bit there. Oh, thank you. I already made a bad mark, but what we're going to do is we're going to take this one and trace the other one using this one. So whatever we did wrong over here, you know, we'll fix it. It'll be uniform with the other block, the other piece. See how that looks now, because I don't want to, I'm not going to change the whole stringer, but fine grain is going to be hard to work like that. It's like welcome to Dad's workshop. Ooh, that looks really good though. That side's working well. The other side's giving me problems. Getting warm in here, so I had to open the door and let the fresh air in, run the fan a bit. Yes, it is Carrie. Good morning. It is morning for you. That is correct. Good morning, Carrie. Welcome, Carrie. That would have been very early in the morning for you, I imagine, that last one that we did. So glad we got on here again. I think it's going to look good here when we finish it. And this is just so that the kids don't get hurt on those edges. We're going to have to round off a bunch of edges probably. This is the top of a bunk bed ladder. I think I got it squared up there, Carrie. So it's no longer crooked. We did have a little crookedness in there, but I fixed that. Had the wrong rung in there. Wrong rung. I know Mike is live right now. I certainly don't mind if people pop in Mike's live. That is, with me, that's understandable. I went back on. He has not streamed yet. So I totally understand. Mike is live at this moment. Oh yeah, it was super easy fix. I also had to widen out one of those mortises. It was some of them were perfect, so they hold the whole ladder like in place. The other ones I could let be a little loose and they'll get glued in place. But even dry fit, the ladder will hold me up. I can climb the whole ladder, so that's always a good sign. Yeah, it's coming along. Carrie said, "Wow, that is great." I agree. It came out really well. I was scared there for a minute that it wouldn't, you know. Good right there. Beautiful day, I can say that. It's definitely warm, but it's beautiful out there. I'm thankful to be here. Had a good lunch. Hope everybody else did, or are having a good breakfast if you're on the other side of the country. Tough to get that in there. There you go. Oh yeah, Carrie, we need to know when your birthday is. That is like, we've been guessing at your astrological sign repeatedly. Oh, great. I love that question. Carrie said, what are your guesses first? I'm going to have to solidify my guess that you're, I'm going to say either a Taurus, so somewhere in that May range, or possibly my other guess is a Capricorn or winter birthday. So Capricorn or Sag. That was my guesses. I had another one, but that was my guess. Here we go, I'm ready. She said, okay, here goes. Who was right? Oh, wow. But that's just your moon. What did I say? Is she Cancer though? Cancer was my first guess. And I told you that when I said I had another guess, but I got pushed away from it. That was the guess. Okay, so this is butt. I need to hear this part. Thought she was a Cancer. That was my first guess. And then rising sign is Taurus, so there you go. That was my Taurus guess. I ruled out Scorpio. Oh, if y'all could have seen that little roll of wood that just came off. It's pretty. I knew she was a Cancer, man. Heather says she's not a Cancer because I like her. That's what she said. Very Cancer-like right there. Yep. Got to get this little nub off of here. Huh, there you go, Chardonnay. Yeah. Chardonnay, what was your sign again? We've been through this. This part of the wood down here is going to be the most sensitive to blowout and stuff here. Rotate this so I can hold it like this here. Move the camera for y'all. I'm like trying to make a stop cut here, but there's not much wood left there to do it with. careful right here. Billy's in the house. Welcome, Billy. Uh-oh. I don't want that. Yep, rounding the tops of the ladder so that the kids don't catch their head against the corner. You know, it's one of those things where their heads are, they play around up there. This would be sticking out a lot. So maybe that I have to take it down even more and round it off, but we'll see. I want to take one of my very fine little, I've got a couple of fine sharp chisels here. I want to take around this corner here. Ah, there you go. She said Calvin having a Scorpio moon rising explains his deep brooding facial expressions, his deep emotions. Yeah, that's Heather's always bringing that up. I'm just reading y'all's chat, man. It's a lot of stuff. Hey, do me a favor, y'all. Double tap that like, double tap the screen and like this video. Right now we're working on a ladder for a bunk bed that we did using joinery. Rounding off the tops because you don't want sharp edges with kids. And I like that. They're usually old souls who understand the unevolved portion. It's what they are here to work on. Avarice, for example. Interesting. See how rough that is? So we work that now. Yeah, I think I know a couple of those too, Chardonnay. Didn't catch what your astrological sign was there, Char. Throw that in the chat. Maybe Heather already knows. Do me a favor, folks. Double tap that screen and like this video. Right now, we're working on this bunk bed ladder. This is the top. We use traditional joinery here and hand tools as much as possible. Not all the time, but as much as possible. So if you're into that kind of thing, subscribe and even maybe consider becoming a member like the folks that you, ooh, I just blew something out. Oh, y'all saw it. I just blew a whole chunk out. That was bad. I was doing so good until I did that. Started talking. Start yapping. All right, we'll work around it though. Happy accident, like Bob Ross would say, right? Whatever this one is, we're gonna do like an equation. The other one's gonna be the same. So even if it's wonky, at least the other one will match it. I got a little too ambitious with the chisel pushing all the way to that end grain without doing a stop cut, and that was stupid. Learning all kinds of astrological stuff. Yeah. In so many ways, this piece screams, I'm handmade to anybody who walks near it, right? All of the tooling marks you can't get rid of and stuff like that. People might think of as defects. Later on, people appreciate them because you know that hands crafted that, you know? It wasn't put through a bunch of machines. Thank you. Chardonnay said, looking smooth. And we might have to redo that edge once I put it through the planer, but we'll see. It'll still be curved and all that'll still be nice. Oh, okay. So I'm gonna make a short about it. What was in the box was a bunch of key rings with Dad's Workshop emoji dudes on them, but also one of them has an RFID tag in it, so that if you press it up against a phone up against it, it'll take you right to the Dad's Workshop YouTube. So that's what Shard sent, and it's all, she sent a bunch of mailers with it too, so they can go out to people, you know. It was a very nice gift, very thoughtful gift. She worked on it a long time ago. Now she's so she 3D prints stuff. She put those RFID tags in there, and I acknowledged right away, you know, that was a super sharp move. So that's what Chardonnay sent today. One of these beams is wanting to like bend. It's weird. It's behaving differently. Maybe because I've tooled it and it's reacting to humidity changes, but wow, it's bent a lot. Oops, I gotta grab that pencil again. And we're gonna put these through the thickness planer to get rid of these blowout marks. But first things first is to cut the curves on the top so they're not dangerous to the kitties. Shoot. Yeah, okay. Miss Heather just gave it to you. Hopefully y'all can see the end there. I'm not even going to attempt to, this is what I'll do. It's the beginning of the curve here. I'm going to do it by eye. Weirdest things will tweak your wrist. Yeah, I'm very, very appreciative. I'm gonna make a short about it and see if I got a new phone to it. I got to set up. So yeah, I'm psyched about that. Carrie asked, do we get flooding here? And the answer is it's possible, but the town below us gets flooded bad. So they actually got to build houses on stilts over there. All of the new building code requires your house up on like 12-foot stilts. So all the new builds and renovations all are weird looking here. It's Eastern Carolina, but we're not on the beach. To have a house on stilts, pretty crazy, you know. So yes, in town there they get flooding bad. And I know where Char's at, they flood too. Emporia had a terrible flood, you know, years ago. Flooded so bad it was, you had to take a boat to the post office. Maybe not Brunswick so much though. Wondered about that. Okay, Carrie said, this is a long story. I was working the overnight shift in the hospital caring for the ICU patients. Oh, when you got caught in a flood, something? I'm gonna wait for Carrie to chime back in with the rest of the story. Oh, you're a respiratory therapist. Okay, I know a couple of those. I know I had a good friend that was one of those. More and more in demand every day, man. Respiratory therapist. Hats off to you, Carrie. That's a lot of people don't know what that is, but that's an important job in the hospital. A lot of people with breathing problems, especially during COVID, man. Respiratory therapists, I don't think there's enough in the world for COVID. Every respiratory therapist I met is super passionate about it too. Breathing is actually they're nerds about breathing, which is really cool because breathing is kind of important. I don't know if everybody knows that, but how you breathe is pretty daggone important. So stop putting smoke and stuff, certain smoke. But stop putting smoke in your lungs and tobacco and all that stuff is terrible for you. You do that stuff to yourself. You don't want that. Trying to avoid that. Oh no. This was in Cali, I imagine. Is this in the 80s? Did they have respiratory therapists in the 80s? Like when the big one hit? Yep, that's a caregiver. She draped herself over her patient. That's Carrie. So they had no idea you draped yourself over them. What happened with it, Carrie? I grabbed the ambulance bag and gave it to the nurse and told her to bag him so I couldn't go and so I could go check my other patients. So you had to manually respirate him. Huh. Crazy.
I just think because you're not medium mid is why it's struggling.
Well, it's starting to do better. By getting the power back on?
I had a wait patient who I sat her up and
Right,
gave her a bag to breathe her first up, but she couldn't do it. There were 5 patients in the ICU, 4 of them were on vents. The other maintenance man.
Crazy. Oh yeah, I found those in my glove box, yep. Wow, walk through knee-deep water to reconnect the generator. Huh. You probably had to start it somehow. Probably a diesel generator, I imagine. Not get ahead. We had one guy on the phone, he was calling everyone's family to make sure they were okay. You want me to narrate this story? We couldn't get a hold of my house since the garage phone was off the hook. And they didn't know. Finally, my partner at the time just packed up my girls and brought them to the hospital. They helped us clean up spaces and walk bagged lunches up and down the stairs. Wow. The kids did? That's great. raise some good ones, you know? How that works. Not doesn't for most people. People struggle with how to raise children, man. People would just focus on the two most fundamental things. Are they safe and are they loved? Right? Those are the first two things you focus on. Everything comes after that. You know? Even I catch myself worrying about my dadding, you know, and whether it's suffice. Try to think about, are my kids safe? Are they loved? You know? And then above and beyond that, what can I do to make their experience as children a better one? Because kids deserve childhood, you know. We've almost built a society that's so rigid that kids have lost that, man. So many tests and expectations for each kid to do. Everybody's got to fit that mold. The one size fits all mold, man. That is the easy part. But a kid sometimes may not feel, you know how that is, man. You know, when you love them, it's important that they know. It doesn't mean telling them, it means showing them. Because like, I heard this guy the other day said, I never tell the people that I love them because they all know it. Well, I was like, well, you know, that's sweet and all, but it is nice to say it. It is. It's hard to support and love without judgment. That's true. Well, you know, it's hard doing the stuff that should be done for a child to enrich their childhood. It's hard work. It's to enrich a child's mind. When a child is curious, to indulge that curiosity. When a kid wants you to play with them, to play with them. Adults don't have that same energy level. You know? When a kid wants to be read to, you're not exhausted. You get that book out and you read to them. You know, when you do that, you usually feel good about it, but sometimes it's not the kid that makes you feel good about it. Like I recently was reading my kid a story to try to get him to settle down and go to sleep, and I picked Animal Farm by George Orwell. He lasted like 2 pages into it and was telling me he didn't want to read that book anymore. And he's not a kid who loses interest easily. He just likes to throw the adults around him, and the fact is that we all love him anyway. But he'll make it hard to indulge all of those things. You'll be like, oh, he needs to get this. He should get some outside time in the woods. Crafting. We the other day we crafted a kite from scratch. Didn't work out that well, but we did it. I also try to not be that, because there's a lot of dads like me that don't have custody, full custody. We're like somewhere on the fringes or something, that we're trying to get as much dad time as we can. And a lot of us want to do this thing where we try to be fun dads, you know. But we have to be parents. Like it's you're gonna exhaust yourself trying to be so much fun that your kids don't forget about you. And sometimes kids need help with their math homework, and you get one weekend with them. Honestly, you should be helping them with the math homework or whatever they need, because that's part of dadding, and you can't just be there for fun. That's right. I love a lot of people and don't like some people. Like I always want to say it, but people take it the wrong way. Like all of this YouTube family, like if people think it's fake, then they wouldn't be here. So let's just put that aside. I love a lot of people, and some of them are hard to like. I'm going to be honest. They are hard to like. Your job is to love people, not like them, you know, as a human. I think part of your charge is to love others, but not necessarily like them. Like I'm not a softie about stuff all the time. Here's what Chardonnay sent. Carrie, this is the one that has the RFID tag in it right here. This is the like super special one, right? And then, well, no, that may be this one. It's this one. So this one has the RFID in it, and then these are just key tags. We'll send you one of these, Carrie, because Char was so nice to send these mailers like already ready. So definitely. Carrie said, my oldest daughter is such a beautiful human being, but she does not think or do like me. Well, you know how that is. I'm just noticing a little bit of something in these birds' mouths here. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Dad's Workshop members, Dad's Workshop fans, and all of the people hanging out in the gallery pretending that you're not there. I'm not going to show you with the steps right now because I don't have the steps in. I think it will. No, we can put them in. But there's the two stringers up there with their rounded tops now. Much better that they're rounded like that. This kid come towards the ladder, they don't bump their heads. Yeah, thank y'all for being here. This is Dad's workshop. If you want to see the ladder in use, we'll definitely put it back together. I got to do some work on it off camera. That's not fun, like what do you call it? Thickness planing and stuff like that. Appreciate everybody being here, everybody hanging out. Thank you so much for your support. Definitely double tap that screen and like this video. Definitely become a member if you're not a member. Definitely subscribe if you have not subscribed. Love y'all. See you tomorrow morning. This is Dad's Workshop. All my members, if you need to email me and let me know stuff or any information or news or things you want me to know, feel free to contact me. Love y'all. Do the next right thing. See you later. It's Dad's Workshop.